Today on Newsbeat, LSU police have been busy lately on and near campus. We'll tell you why.
Also, the LSU community lets predators know domestic and sexual violence will not be tolerated.
And got milk? LSU's dairy farm may soon be asking the same question.
All this and more. Newsbeat starts now. Good evening and welcome to Newsbeat. I'm Amber Washington.
And I'm Michael Edmondson. Thanks for joining us.
LSU students are receiving lots of text messages from LSU PD. There have been several warnings issued by the Department of Emergency Texting System, including an armed robbery on campus earlier Sunday morning. We'll start with the hit and run. Police say it happened late Saturday night near Dalrymple and East State Street intersection. Police say 28-year-old Matt Tugwell was walking near the intersection when he was struck by a white vehicle. The driver never stopped. Tugwell is in a stable condition at a local hospital. Also, Sunday morning at 3 a.m., police responded to an armed robbery in front of the LSU Law School. Right now, police are searching for two white men driving a silver Toyota Tundra. If you have any questions about these crimes, call Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP or contact LSU PD at 578-3231. Tipsters can remain anonymous.
Hundreds gathered around Memorial Tower Sunday night to raise awareness for sexual and domestic violence. Tiger TV reporter Austin Hart shows us how Baton Rouge residents came together to take back the night.
Judy Benitez is the executive director of Iris Domestic Violence Center. She says it's important for people to realize domestic violence is a very real thing.
People tend to think that, oh, it does, it happens in the big city, it happens in New Orleans, but not here. It happens everywhere.
Iris and more than 30 other organizations came together Sunday evening for Take Back the Night. The annual event raises awareness and honors the victims of domestic violence. This is LSU's 5th year as host. Volunteer Catherine Cooper hung t-shirts displaying phrases against relationship violence, noting that the crimes are just too common.
You can't really avoid it. I mean, anywhere you go, you're going to see gender violence somewhere.
University Health Center Promotions Coordinator Kathy Saychuk says the event will alert college students of such dangers.
So we feel like if we get the information out there, get the message out there, and also to help students recognize when they are in an unhealthy relationship that could lead to something more serious.
Supporters silently remembered loved ones lost to sexual violence during a candlelight vigil, followed by a mile-long walk around campus. Participants were happy to show their support in order to take back the night.
It's a really powerful event because they're standing in front of all these people and they're telling their story. It's just the strength that they show you is just amazing.
Those stories of violence brought many to tears, but made the crowd excited to passionately march for a good cause. Baton Rouge Mayor Kip Holden also offered his advice on those in a violent relationship.
That if you are a victim, get out of there. It takes a lot of strength, but get away from that situation because it could get worse.
Domestic violence cases in Louisiana have dropped, recently decreasing from 4 to 9 on a list of states with the most sexual violence cases. And while this is an improvement, Benitez wished the list did not exist at all.
When you're saying we want to lower the rate, it almost implies that there's an acceptable rate of like how many women can be killed by their husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, and it be an okay number, and 0 to me is the only acceptable number.
For Tiger TV Newsbeat, I'm Austin Hart.
Any student in an abusive relationship who needs help can visit the Student Health Center. They offer free care. Also, students can call Iris's crisis line at 225-389-3001.
LSU's milk and cows are moving out of the dairy farm. For the first time in over 80 years, LSU's dairy farm will no longer have milk and cows. The Agricultural Center decided to consolidate its 2 farms to save money. The milk and cows are headed from the Ag Center. Other farms in Franklinton, Louisiana, even though there won't be any cows used for milk production, the Ag students will still be able to care for the heifers and calves that will stay put. But the change will affect some students involved in the program.
Science class, it's 2049, I think, is the biggest one that'll be affected because they won't be able to see any calves being born and they won't be able to see any cows being milked.
You can still visit the cows before they move out in the summer of 2014. And don't worry, ice cream lovers, the store on campus will not be affected as it will still receive milk from the Franklinton farm.
For those of you who missed out on Fall Fest 2013, here are some highlights of the event. The parade grounds were booming with step shows and concerts from 11 to 2. Fall Fest included step show performers including Sigma Lambda Gata, Alpha Phi Alpha, Zeta Tau Alpha. Les Miles made an appearance to pump up the Tiger fans for Saturday's game. Student organizations also lined up parade grounds to meet with students. Here are some LSU students and their thoughts.
I'm excited just because there's like something happening in the campus. It's nice to see life. It's nice to see people having fun, smiles all around.
I feel it is very hot, but it's nice. It's a nice turnout out here. I love it.
Fall Fest has been an LSU tradition since 1994 and serves as a chancellor's welcome for new students.
Well, I'm curious to see what this week holds after we've had such great weather these past few weeks.
I know. Weather forecaster Lauren Graham tells us if we can pull out those UGG boots and sweaters, so stay with us.
Good evening, LSU. I'm Lauren Graham, and here's your daily weather forecast. This weekend, the weather temperatures weren't as high as usual, but it felt a lot hotter than it actually was because of the humidity. Luckily, the game this weekend was in the afternoon because towards the end of the night, we experienced some rain. Here's a picture taken by LSU student Bree Bergeron at the game on Saturday. We should experience similar weather in the beginning of this week. For tonight, the high is 80 degrees and the low is 65 degrees. There is a 10% chance of rain and it should be partly cloudy for the rest of the night. As for Tuesday, the high will be 86 degrees and the low will be 67 degrees. There's a 20% chance of rain tomorrow and it should be mostly cloudy with humidity up to 64 degrees. Now to the 5-day forecast, temperatures will be gradually decreasing towards the end of the week. It will start to cool off more starting Thursday when the high is only 76 degrees. Tomorrow should be the hottest day of this week and hopefully we can get back to the fall weather we got a taste of last week. Now that's all I have for you today, so don't forget to check Tiger TV for your up-to-date campus weather report every day. I'm Lauren Graham, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Lauren. Coming up, the brain-eating amoeba has moved into Louisiana. Stay tuned for details. And could the Saints' loss yesterday negatively affect our eating habits? Stick around and you'll find out.
Welcome back to Newsbeat. I'm Ambry Washington, filling in for Sarah with your weekly shot of MedWatch. Well, folks, it looks like as if the brain-eating amoeba has officially moved into Louisiana. Officials are saying that it has been found in DeSoto Parish in North Louisiana. One of the 14 parishes' water system was forced to flush its system with additional chlorine in order to kill the amoeba. Unfortunately, residents in this area will notice a change in smell and taste of their water over the next few months. Although the presence of this amoeba was just confirmed, officials are saying that it is responsible for a woman's death back in 2011. Unfortunately, officials also are saying that fewer than 1% of patients survive this brain-eating infection. The state did release a list of precautions that residents should take to lower their risk of infections, but the main thing is to not allow water to go up your nose. In other news, it looks like New Orleans residents are going to start watching their weight. Well, I don't have that problem. New Orleans is already famous for their food. With the Saints' loss for the Patriots yesterday, it could be much worse. A new study in psychological science has found that people who live in cities with the NFL teams tend to eat more calories and fatty foods after a loss. So let's just hope that the Saints can get their winning strike back and save us a few pounds. Speaking of sports and their unpopular effects, another new study has disclosed that athletic endorsements may be detrimental to kids' health. Turns out 79% of the food products in athlete endorsement advertisements were energy-dense and nutritious poor. The 93% of the advertised beverages had 100% calories from added sugar. In fact, the awards for the most unhealthy products go to Peyton Manning and LeBron James. Just keep in mind that just because a sports superstar endorses it doesn't mean it's good for you. Thanks for watching this week's shot of MedWatch, and don't forget to tune in next week. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Ambria. That's just all we have for Newsbeat today. And just in time for Newsbeat, an LSU employee was injured just outside of Hatcher Hall near the east side of Tiger Stadium. Police and emergency responders just left the scene. According to eyewitnesses, the employee hurt herself on wooden structure pallets, injuring her arm. Seen here are the ambulance taking her to a local hospital. The LSU Police Department did not respond or comment. We'll have more on the story as it develops. But that's all we have for Newsbeat today. You can catch our full shows online at tigertv.tv or on our YouTube channel. And be sure to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter for our latest updates. So from all of us here at Newsbeat, thanks for joining us and have a great evening.